The Big 12 is getting back to 12 teams while Bishop Sycamore is patiently waiting for its Big 12 application to be approved like literally everybody else's was on Friday. Cincinnati, Houston, Central Florida, and BYU are all set to join the Big 12 sometime between now and the second coming, demonstrating the Big 12 still has Sooner tendencies with this blatant land larceny before the whistle. Okay, boomer indeed. Cincy cooking up a 2025 national title like a bowl of chili. The 2025 UCF Knights might make out like your mama's favorite rapper Flo Rida with their second national title in a decade because, baby, they're in control now. Like, welcome to the bounce house. You know, welcome to my house. That's what that joke's supposed to be. Like UCF, the Houston Cougars have a road to becoming 2025 college football playoff national champions on that bun B. Draped up and dripped out. Know what I'm talking about. 18-year-old RJ is crunk right now. Baylor versus Brigham Young. I dub thee the Dr. Pepper Bowl, or as Gus Johnson called it early on the show, Baptist beer. BYOP and BYU fans. Look, you're in Big 12 country now, and it's called Pop. We literally have the largest soda bottle, pop bottle in the entire world. None of this soda mess. Just call it Pop. Don't even go with soda pop. Just go with Pop. And if you're one of these cops who call it Coke, you must be in Franklin Saint's pocket. That's all I'm going to tell you about the Snowfall. Of course, you could always go with Shirley Temple Classic, because HBCUs play Classic. Shout out Bomani Jones, because that joke got layers. Black. The new Big 12 footprint is 2,300 miles wide. It spans from Orlando to Provo. From Provo to Morgantown. It's larger than the distance from London to Istanbul, not Constantinople, and spans more than a dozen European countries. Call it the colonizer. Tough scene at the American office on Friday, as a year ago Sunday, its Twitter account sent this tweet, quote, 3 Power 6 American football wins last week were just the latest in a line of success as we kick off this week's Power 6 points from around the league, end quote. It noted 3 of its programs got wins against North Carolina, Arizona, and Georgia Tech, who, like the American, haven't won a doggone thing. Now, I asked this question on the Twitters. Do you think the Big 12 is still a Power 5 conference? And I got hundreds of replies. But seriously, what is a Power 5 conference anyway? My buddy, Matt Brown, also an Ohio State fan, condolences, who publishes the Extra Points newsletter you should definitely subscribe to for more on the inner workings of college football and college football athletics in general, wrote a really detailed and brilliant account of what Power 5 conference means. And I'm going to quote him at some length here. A Power 5 conference, also known as an autonomy conference, is, quote, a specific NCAA designation, one that allows them to create rules among themselves that the rest of D1 membership doesn't have to follow in the past. That's meant, tackling issues like cost of attendance, medical coverage, housing, and meal spending on recruiting visits, etc., stuff like that. Expect the Big 12 to retain this administrative position even after Texas and Oklahoma leave. So in that sense, yes, the Big 12 will literally remain a P5 conference. There's also the question of bowls. Right now, the Big 12 has contractual relationships that not just guarantee their conference champion an automatic bid in a New Year's Six Bowl, but also make sure their conference members get access to games like the Liberty Bowl, Alamo Bowl, and most importantly, the Cheez-It Bowl. Those bowls agreements will be honored through the duration of the current college football playoff contract, which is scheduled to run out in 2025. Even if the Big 12 membership changes during that time, what happens after 2025 on both fronts is a great question. The entire NCAA Constitution will potentially be rewritten next year, and there's absolutely no guarantee that anything resembling the current autonomy conference designation will exist by 2025 in a few years. The CFP could be 4 teams, or 8, or 12, or, Lord, please, 16. And some currently contracted Big 12 bowl games could become part of that postseason or even cease to exist, end quote. And the level of competitive football in said Big 12 Power 5 conference. Should be fine, honestly. Since he's playing the kind of football that has them looking airborne, like Shane McDermott, Seth Green, and Jack Black skating Devil's Backbone. It's a throwback for some of y'all. Some of y'all get what I'm going with that. Central Florida has been going harder than a 21-year-old spring breaker in Destin, White Claw double-fisted, and braided back like Bo Derek. You keep telling her to calm down, and she keeps shouting Iggy Azalea lyrics at you. It's the worst. BYU put the number 2 overall pick in last year's draft, and now it wants the Power Stone that comes with the Power 5 designation. Houston, been ready. They've been ready. Like the late Bill Yeoman was handing out full envelopes of cash money in the locker room. I like to call that old school NIL. Yes, Oklahoma and Texas picking up and leaving severely brings down the household income of the Big 12 again. Any divorce is going to leave scars, especially in one that is turned nasty like this one, where OU and Texas serve Big 12 papers on a Monday at work. Divorce can ruin you for years, if not ever. And I'm speaking from experience there. But in the words of Casey Musgraves, what doesn't kill you better run. Hey, kinfolk, I appreciate you for watching. Subscribe here and ring the bell so you don't miss the latest upload to the channel. Also, be sure to watch more videos here, like FS1 Studio shows and the best from Fox Sports and Fox Sports Digital.